Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Hey, Maniacs.
Hey, Olive. Why don't you look at everybody? Can you see her?
Can everybody hear us? Make sure everybody can hear us.
It's Olive.
Yes.
Say hi.
You guys have been eating, listing off what you are eating. I'm like starving to death now.
I know. It all sounds so good. She heard the music through my headphones and she was like, what is that sound? What is that sound?
Excellent. You can hear us, and welcome to the live holiday special Extravaganza.
Yes.
Woo!
Hey, Maniacs. Olive, you've made your debut.
Yes. Maybe we should make Olive go closer to the camera just for a little bit so people can see her face.
Closer.
There's Olive.
You got a view of her now?
Yeah.
She's like, what am I doing? Why am I like this? What's going on? You're silly.
Oh, Olive is so wonderful. Thank you all already for coming out so early and late. And it's crazy that we have people in Iceland and Australia and all over the world. Thank you all so very much.
Hey, Mo. Yeah? Come and take the puppo for me. All right. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, child. No problem. You can close the door behind you when you go. Bye, Olive.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. We have an action-packed afternoon.
Yes, this is going to be an extravaganza.
First of all, we're going to cover the episode and all that good stuff from Saints and Sinners, season 18, episode 5, which is great. And then we're going to do a little quiz. We have a little quiz. So if you want to grab a piece of paper and some
something to write with,
we can do a quiz. And then we have the broadcast premiere of
the world premiere
of our holiday parody song.
Yes.
Oh boy, we'll talk about it when we get there, but it was not an easy birth.
No.
This time.
No, not at all.
And then after we show that video, we'll take any questions and answer them if we can.
A little Q&A if you guys are interested.
And yes, Olive is so adorable. Thank you very much.
She's really cute unless she's peeing on the carpet. Then she's not so cute. She's only 3 months old, so she's still having accidents, but she's doing better.
She does her best.
Yeah.
She's a very good dog. She sleeps through the night, which I was kind of amazed that she's doing that already. So,
and people have already noticed the sign.
Yes.
The Midsummer County sign. Isn't that great? I know we mentioned that in the socials when we first got it and where you can buy one. They're still on sale.
Yep. It's fantastic.
The person who made it is a fan of the show, and
Yes.
we just think they're fantastic.
I think everybody's fantastic.
Well, yeah, everybody.
Absolutely.
All right. So I'm looking at my checklist here. We've done hello.
Yes. Hello.
Olive.
Yes.
Check.
Yes.
You ready?
Now on to the episode. Somebody had their bingo card, so if they have if you get bingo on your bingo card, you have to yell out bingo.
All caps in the chat. Well, now I'm going to try not to sing anything, though. I guess the Christmas song qualifies. I don't know.
I guess.
We'll see.
I guess.
We'll see.
Oh boy, singing is. Also, look at our wonderful holiday screen. We have like a little foxy guy up here, and Sarah has a little character there, and then a little snowman down here. There.
And I even made antlers for my headphones.
Yes, Sarah has antlers on her headphones. So
I got all crafty. Crafty.
Absolutely. When we get to the video, it's also a sing-along video. The lyrics are in the video. So
yeah, we could do karaoke.
and you should know the tune.
But nobody will hear you sing.
Yeah,
unlike us.
But you can sing along with us.
Well, no, you're lucky that not everybody will be hearing you sing.
It's very lucky that not everybody's going to hear me sing. Wow. Okay.
All right. Are we ready? Saints and Sinners?
Yes.
Season 18, episode 5. This is the archaeology episode. We hope you've all seen it recently or remember it.
Broadcast date, 10th of February, 2016, 5.83 million views, directed by Rennie Rye, and written by our dear friend Lisa Holdsworth,
Yes.
who I thought about having on, but I ran out of time to message her and see if we could get her on this episode as well, which would have been fantastic. But
Of course, as soon as the episode starts, we see some folks doing some geophys.
yes.
Right? So they're doing ground penetrating radar, and I'm like, time team!
Yep. I immediately start talking about geophys, time team, and we got to get two things out of the way right away with the episode. Absolutely. The first thing we have to get out of the way is this is not how archaeology works.
We don't want to drone on about that.
And we realize the time team is also not how archaeology works.
No, not at all.
But we have each taken at least one archaeology or anthropology class and know that none of this is how it works.
Wait a minute. More than that, I wanted to be an archaeologist.
Yes.
Like, until I was like a senior in high school, that's what I was going to do. And then I spent a summer on a dig and got so sunburnt, I had blisters on my blisters. And the professor who was in charge of us said one night, like around a campfire, he's like, oh yeah, it's kind of soul sucking. Like you have to kind of beg for money just to do your job. And I was like, maybe I don't want to do that for a living.
I had a completely different experience. I had an anthropology class, and then I had an English class after it in my undergrad, and there were more girls in the English class. So I was like, English is for me.
That's how you decided your major. I see how you are.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so we've got this archaeological dig going on in a field that's part of a farm, right? We're in Midsummer, Sicily.
Yes, and Penny has found a dramatic find.
A foot.
A foot.
There's another thing we have to concede. You cannot identify a body because
No.
it is missing a toe.
No.
That is not enough to say conclusively this is who this is because they're missing a toe. A badger might have stolen that toe. It had 500 years there. You know, a rabbit comes along and says, that looks like an interesting toe bone. I think I'll take it. That's not definitive proof. Now, there is a hoard buried with the body. That kind of identifies
That's more
her.
important. Heather on the chat says her brother helped a Roman mosaic get them a Roman mosaic out of the ground. That's amazing.
Cool.
Like England, I have to say, England is amazing. Where in your backyard you can find a Roman mosaic.
Well,
here in our backyard we can find remnants of olive.
Yeah. Well, really, I mean, all of Europe. In the United States, I mean, of course, there is archaeology here because the Native Americans were here for a long, long time. But what you can find of their civilization is just so much more scant, right? Because they were migratory and they didn't build big stone buildings very often. And you just don't find that kind of stuff. In the UK, especially, if you want to put in a garden, you might have to have a survey done just in case there's like, I don't know, an amphitheater back there or something.
Call the local. So
Yeah. So we've got Zoe Dyer, who's the lead archaeologist.
Yes.
And who will be our first victim.
Yes.
And her husband, Alex. They have a bad relationship. And then, and did you recognize the actor who plays Alex Dyer?
Well, he plays the husband in a bad relationship in at least 5 other things.
Yeah. That's not where I knew him from the most, though. He plays like a conspiracy theorist guy on Sherlock.
Yes.
A guy named Anderson.
Yeah.
And he was really good in that role. He was super good. That's the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock.
By the way, if you haven't seen The Electric Life of Louis Wayne, it's on Amazon Prime with Benedict Cumberbatch and...
Yeah, he has the illustrator, the guy who got famous for drawing cats.
It is sad but wonderful.
So touching.
Oh, and The Larkins on Amazon on Acorn TV. If you're not watching The Larkins, your life is not happy enough.
One of the reviews for that show said it was like a warm hug, and I cannot agree more. It was exactly what I needed to watch. It was just like, oh, okay.
Like on Christmas Day, I might watch all The Larkins again.
Yeah.
Just because they're so
Warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy. And the guy who plays the dad on the Larkins reminds me a lot of how my dad talked to people and interacted with people. So,
speaking of people you recognize, the actress who plays Penny Henderson, as soon as I saw her, I was like, Safi!
yes.
If you ever watched Ab Fab.
Yep, she's totally Safi.
She's the daughter in Ab Fab, and she's so good in that. I don't know how she kept a straight face in most of the episodes. Just don't know how she did it. But she also was a recurring character in Jonathan Creek for a season or two.
Yes, she was in Jonathan Creek.
She was kind of his sidekick for a little while. So the archaeologists are looking for Cicely Milson,
Yes.
who is a Protestant martyr,
Yes.
right? And the person that the village is named after.
Yes.
The church people in the village think they already have her bones, but the archaeologists disagree and think that they've got the wrong body, and so they're going to uncover it.
So we have a conflict between town and gown here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, conflict that turns into a shoving match in the pub.
Well, let's get to the pub because I'm more interested in the taps, as I always am at the pub. And we have the 2 Midsummer ales.
The Rose and Chalice is the name of the pub.
But there is another tap for Rudels, Ruddles, County. Mm-hmm. And that's a real drink.
Oh.
And later on, when they show it later on, when Death in Paradise is showing him the phone,
Yeah.
it's like prominent on the screen. Like they could have paid for a sponsorship here.
Paid placement.
Paid placement, definitely.
Yeah. Kimberly in the chat says she was waiting for Eddie and Patsy to show up. I felt the same way. Can you imagine if they flounced onto the screen in Midsummer? Like, my gosh.
Well, we also thought the detectorist should show up in the background.
Oh,
of this
yeah.
episode.
Yeah. It's such a good show, too.
Yeah.
This site, the archaeology site, has so little security. I don't know what they're thinking. They just like walk away at the end of the day.
And all they do is complain about Nighthawks and security. I'm like, because you have none.
They don't have any security.
No.
It's like, well, here's our hole in the ground. There's bones visible, but we're not going to put a tarp over it. We're not going to, have anybody stay around to do security. Nothing. Just, we're just going to trust that nothing bad's going to happen.
Well, I love later on that they're digging in the pit where Cicely is, and the cop tape is still around it.
Yeah.
And they still have the evidence markers there, too. Yeah. I'm like, this is a crime scene. You can't be doing that.
They just leave the keys to the backhoe in the office unlocked.
Well, I would understand that Penny, our killer, would know where those keys were.
That's true. Yeah. Once you know that she's the killer,
I don't.
Spoiler.
I don't think that she actually knows how to
unimportant.
drive the backhoe.
I doubt it's that hard.
This is the second episode where we've had people driving backhoes that
or forklifts or something that you're like, they're just talented at driving big machinery. So Zoe gets buried alive. She's unpleasant.
She is. She's unpleasant to her husband, who is unpleasant.
Yeah.
She's unpleasant to her boyfriend, who isn't who he says he is. Mm-hmm. So he's unpleasant. Mm-hmm. She's unpleasant to Penny, of course. Mm-hmm. And unpleasant to the landowner and the brother of the priest. What's his name?
Christopher.
Christopher, that's right. Yes.
Christopher, who's an antiquarian, I guess. A gentleman historian.
Yeah, a modern antiquarian. If you don't know what an antiquarian is. So
meddlers. That's what they are.
No, they're not. Before science and archaeology especially, and geology were codified within academia.
Antiquarians just came along and haphazardly dug stuff up.
There were a number of people who were rich white men, usually, who created the science of these things early on.
Yeah.
Right? And they may have done some damage.
Yeah.
But they also promoted it to the level of becoming a science.
Yeah, because they screwed things up so badly. People said, we got to do something about this. I'm just waiting for Phil Harding from Time Team to come in and go, get out of the way. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's kind of creepy when Zoe's outstretched hand is coming out of the dirt there. It's very zombie-like.
That'd be a bad way to die.
Yeah.
So she gets chloroformed and then dumped in the hole and then buried.
So you did some research because chloroform is a controlled substance here.
Yeah.
You can't just get chloroform any old place.
No, and chloroform is controlled in most places because it is dangerous. Like it won't just put you to sleep, it'll kill you. I mean, you have to be really, really careful with it. In TV, you see people just like splash some on a rag and put it over your face. Like, no, you could kill somebody. So I was like, how would Penny have chloroform? Like, legitimately, where would she get it? And then I wondered, well, maybe there's a use for it in archaeology that we just don't know about, and they might have it on hand. And it turns out they do.
Oh.
Right? So when archaeologists uncover like some pottery, for example, and they know that it's like food storage pottery, and they want to know more about the diets of the people who stored food in that pottery.
Yes.
They take a shard of the pottery, they pulverize it, and they put chloroform on it as a solvent.
Oh, okay.
And what it does is it loosens the fatty acids from the pottery, and then they can do analysis on those acids to go, oh, this is from venison.
Oh, okay.
This is from pork.
That makes all sorts of sense
Now,
then.
it's not commonly used anymore because there are other tools you can use, but I think an archaeologist could probably get access to chloroform pretty easily.
Oh. Well,
So I don't know if
super
Lisa knew
cool.
that or dug into it, but yeah, they can.
I remember Lisa saying that she wasn't really aware of much to do with archaeology when she did this episode.
Well, you don't need to have the level of detail that's in there. So we've got this dig, right? And the town versus gown argument going on. And then the other thing that's going on is Cam and Nelson are being competitive again.
Okay, I have a question, and I'll ask our viewers. They don't show Cam and Nelson's face when they're playing tennis.
Oh, all the best moves are just arms and legs, right?
Yeah.
So you think maybe they had doubles?
It's them. I do not think it's them. I do think there are young people who are in shape. I do agree with that. But tennis is a difficult sport, and I think maybe those people are just a little too good to be actors.
Maybe. Or maybe they're both tennis players, and that's why they chose tennis to be the thing that they play.
So they're arguing with each other, and at the Barnaby house, everybody is being lazy. And I have to tell you, folks, if you've listened to 108 of our shows, plus 10 mini episodes, you have to know that we get up early.
Yes.
We are early people.
Yes.
And we slept in until 8:45 a.m.
I still can't believe we did that.
We wasted the entire day.
We are people who on the weekends get up at 7.
And that's late.
And we're excited to get up at 7. Like, woohoo, whole day ahead of me. They're laying in bed. I don't know what day of the week this is supposed to be, but they're snoozing in after 7. First of all, you can't do that with a toddler. Toddler is up.
Where is the child is in my notes.
Well, that's a common question you ask in a Midsummer episode. Once Betty's born, it's like, well, where is she? Because it's convenient that she's never there to get in the way. Later, she's in her high chair, but they're sleeping in. But I just got to admit, I really am not interested in the competitiveness between Cam and Nelson. I just don't. I don't see it as like, oh, they're a potential couple. I never saw that. I never saw the value in it. I think Cam is nervous because her boyfriend is coming to town and they're going to play tennis. And that's why she wants to play, is because she's nervous about Harry, who never appears.
Yeah.
But anyway.
So then it kind of implies that the Barnabys are going to have sexy sex time, or at least cuddle time. And I'm like, you're going to have sex while the dog poops. Because Sykes needs to go out.
We're so worried about the dog. Because we slept in this morning and I'm like, oh my gosh, Olive must be bursting. We have to get up. Quick. Yeah. Well, no, it's insinuated that that's what Sarah's saying. But what she really means is we could make good use of this time by fixing that chair.
Yes. The chair that...
Ooh la la.
Xander Mai on the chat says, how is Betty not up?
She's so
exactly.
up. She's climbed over the edge of her crib.
Yeah.
She's playing with pots and pans, riding the dog. I mean, yeah, there's no way she's still.
I watched it, and when she's fixing the chair, I'm pretty sure she has a putty knife in her hand.
that Betty has one?
Yes.
She has like little kids' tools.
Little kids' tools, but
one of them looks like a putty knife.
Like a putty knife.
Maybe she's a secret archaeologist. She's got her little scraper over there.
So they're worried about Nighthawks at the dig.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when I hear Nighthawks, I think Sylvester Stallone movie.
Only you, who watches horrible movies, would think that. The rest of us think, those are illegal metal detectorists who creep onto archaeological sites and steal stuff.
Yeah, so Nighthawks is a Sylvester Stallone movie from the early 80s, which is one of those early 80s movies like RoboCop where you're like, geez, there's a lot of guns in this movie.
Well, so I've got two things to tell you about nighthawking.
Mm-hmm.
So one is that the Oxford Archaeology group, along with English Heritage, Historic Scotland, the National Museum of Wales, and the Portable Antiquities scheme, it's a scheme, not a scam,
yes.
sorry, scheme, got together to do a study about the damage that Nighthawks did to UK archaeology and the monetary value of the damage that they do. So they did this big study. It cost £66,000 to do this study.
Okay.
And what they found is that on average, there are 1.5 incidents a month of theft.
A month?
A month.
Ooh.
Yeah. What a waste.
Wow.
Now, on the flip side of the coin, the police in the UK did this big operation called Operation Icarus.
Okay.
That took 8 years. They did this thing to target remote and to catch Nighthawks who target remote, often unlocked churches and strip them of precious artifacts as well as archaeological digs.
Well, that's legitimate.
Totally.
There are churches with priceless artifacts
Yes.
in them in England.
Yes.
Their lock is a crappy lock.
Some of the things that these people stole were like whole stone crypts.
Yeah.
How do you get that out of there?
I don't know, but I have one in my living room now.
But my favorite part about this that made me laugh so hard when I saw it was that the Operation Icarus had been featured on several like TV shows to raise awareness, including Crime Watch Roadshow.
Oh, well, Crime Watch Roadshow?
I know. All it is they take Crime Watch,
Yeah.
which is like, I don't know, what was the U.S. equivalent of Crime Watch? That
Crime Stoppers, I think it was in
something
Canada.
Something like that, yeah. And they went on location. That's all it meant. But
You know why they stopped those, right?
no.
Well, A, they didn't work, and B, they allowed people to find the actors.
Oh,
That's what happened.
yeah, the actors in the reenactments got harassed.
They're like, that guy who did that murder on Crime Stoppers.
I found him.
I found him.
Yeah.
No, that's the actor,
He's
sir.
like, I'm just an actor.
Yeah.
But anyway, what crossed my mind immediately was this mashup between a Crime Stoppers show and Antiques Roadshow.
Yes.
And what that would be like.
That would be a much better show.
Bring in your antiques related to crimes,
Yes.
and we'll give you a price or lock you up for having it. You know, it would be kind of
Where
fun.
did you get this, sir?
What's the provenance of this? Oh, you stole it, did you? Okay.
I'm just going to tell you right now, we've already blown through our highest amount of concurrent viewers for the last stream. We're heading north of that already.
That's awesome. I'm so glad so many people could join us. It's always so much fun.
You guys are all so amazing. I cannot go on enough about you.
So I'm looking.
Yeah, we have like 50. It's like
I know.
it's
I can't read and talk at the same time. How educated am I? Anyhow, yes. Kim is, I'm going to butcher your name, Asgerder. You're right. Kim is super good at her job. I wish they would focus more on how good she is at her job and less trying to like make her look so fakey competitive. Like she's too educated and smart and confident to need her ego boosted by beating Nelson at things. Anyhow.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly.
So Midsummer Cecily, they think they found Cecily's body. And so where they found her, they have put up a memorial and a rose garden.
Yep.
Including the fakest stone I have ever seen.
Okay.
And we've got a picture of it.
So this is the stone at Cecily's grave. It looks plastic.
It looks like it's painted with house paint.
Yes. And like, what is she doing there?
She's praying. There's like a little altar-y thing in front of her.
Yeah, but the hands of God are like in it.
I know.
Oh, no, it's a bird. It's a bird.
It's a bird?
Yeah, it's a bird.
It's a weird stone. It's shiny. You're right. It's shiny. Like it's painted with latex paint.
Yeah.
As somebody who's made a lot of fake tombstones, I can say, you could have done so much better than that. And when the backhoe comes down on it, you can sort of see the blue foam on the inside for a second.
Yes. I just want to make a note to the people who are listening on audio on Monday. I'm sorry. I didn't start the recording at the start.
Oh, no.
So we missed the first 12 minutes of things, but you can go on YouTube and watch it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm glad you caught that now.
Yes.
Yeah. So Cecily Stone is like...
I have like a million buttons to all press at once.
Cecily Stone is so super fake. I mean, I know it's hard to make props like that, but they could have done a lot better job on that.
And the building around it is like kind of weird also. Like it's kind of...
It's like a bus shelter.
Yeah. It's like, why would you put that over that?
I guess so you could hang out there and not get wet.
I guess.
Or to keep the foam stone from getting wet.
if the water gets on the... And what I don't like I do understand that they have those plants in front of it to give it some 3D, like it's foreground, midground, background. It makes it look a lot better, but it just is, that stone.
Anyway, we've complained about that long enough. Okay, So let's talk about townies, right? So we've got Valerie Horton, who owns the pub.
Yes,
and
Braveheart. Whoops, indeed.
And is the church busybody, right? She's the village busybody, Valerie. And her son, Jared, who helps her run the pub, who you've made reference to as Death in Paradise.
Yeah, I didn't realize how good of an actor he was till I saw this episode.
Yeah.
Because he does a really good job of being a completely different person than he is in Death in Paradise.
The actor's name is Ralph Little, and he's the most recent detective on Death in Paradise and plays this hypochondriac, allergic, kind of skittish, but very smart detective. This is a completely different character. What do you know? Actors can act. Are you shocked? Then the other townies are Noah and Rhiannon Sawney, who run the campground.
Yeah. That campground.
Why would anybody go there to camp unless they were there for Sicily Day?
Yeah. Plus,
that's the only reason you would go there.
I guess. I don't understand camping in England because you could just drive home.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
Like, okay, we went on a hike. Now we can drive home.
Or hop on a train and go home.
Hop on a train and go home. Yep.
Or stay in a pub. I don't know.
I guess.
So...
We're not campy people, as you can imagine.
So there's all this tension, right? Because what we learn is that Jared has been a bad boy in the past and whacked a vicar in the head with a candlestick and stolen all the silver from the church, which then got buried in the same spot where they found Cicily's body along with the bloody shirt he was wearing when he did it. I don't understand that.
And in the 6 years he did that, he couldn't have dug it up and sold the silver?
Maybe that's why they put the stone on it, to keep Jared from digging it up. No, Jared. No. The evidence...
no, there's a plastic stone on it. I can't do it.
The evidence of your crime is buried now, and you wouldn't want anybody to know about that, right?
I guess not.
And they make it sound like the old vicar didn't die from being struck with the candlestick, but clearly something bad happened to him because he didn't identify Jared as his attacker. He got away with it, and I would think if he wasn't dead, he would have said he did it.
Charlie has an interesting line here. He goes, "Everybody should have a hobby as long as they keep it legal." And everyone looks at him like, "What are you talking about?" It's a weird line.
Out of nowhere.
Yep.
this is where we find out that Cicely, the martyr,
Yes.
was tortured
Yes.
for heresy,
She suffered so much.
and her pinky toe was removed.
So we can't show it, but both Sarah and I agreed that this is very reminiscent of the Harlem Nights pinky toe scene where, what is his name?
Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Murphy shoots the pinky toe off the sort of Chicago
Madam.
Yeah.
She's like, ooh, you done shot off my pinky toe. She is mad.
Well, they have a fight too.
Oh,
and
yeah.
she beats the crap out of Eddie
Yeah,
Murphy.
and then he shoots off her pinky toe. I just kept thinking about Cicely getting her pinky toe. Ooh, you done cut off my pinky toe. You're going down. So we had a couple of conversations about this and realized that we needed to look into this because I will admit, prior to this conversation, I didn't know a lot about Protestant martyrs, right? We think of martyrs as being saints and they're mostly Catholic.
Yeah.
But Bloody Mary is the reason that there are Protestant martyrs.
Yeah. Well, she's a Catholic ruler that took over.
Right.
Yeah.
So what happened, if you guys don't remember your history class or you never were fortunate enough to study English royalty going back to the 1500s, is that after Henry VIII, invented the Anglican Church,
Yes.
Protestantism
The
started
angry
to spread,
bastard religion.
right? Then he dies, and there's kind of some question about who's going to be ruler after him, right? His
Yeah.
son then dies at 15, so he doesn't hold the throne. And then there's this big argument about whether Lady Jane Grey or his daughter Mary will be queen, right?
Big argument. Near civil war.
Yeah, well, yeah, they fight about it a little bit, right? Mary wins, and she ends up reigning from 1553 to 1558.
Yes.
Right? So 5 years of persecuting anybody who agreed with Henry. Basically.
Right.
So if you were a Protestant under the reign of Mary I, you could have been exiled, then reconciliation.
Yes.
Which means forced conversion.
Yeah.
You can reconcile with your wrongness, basically. Or punishment, which means you were burned at the stake,
Yeah.
right?
And
So-
this is really difficult because it's like over doctrine here at this point in time and over the leadership, right? Whether you pledge your allegiance
To the Pope or not.
the Pope or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so...
Which I'm sorry, I'm totally jilted about the whole thing. I would be like, oh, there's a Protestant in power? I'm a Protestant now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a Catholic in power? I'm a Catholic now.
Right.
Like,
These people had principles, though, Mark.
yeah, I have no principles.
They
about
actually
that
like
stuff.
believed in their religion and stuff. And, so yeah, about 300 people died during her reign because they were labeled as heretics.
So
And
we're assuming Sicily died in this.
during that time. Yeah. But there, excuse me. And
So we should celebrate her death by burning furniture.
yeah.
Okay.
Because she was burned at the stake. No, because
No.
they've got her bones. So, so when I was researching this, I found this incredible thing.
Okay.
So in 1563, this guy named John Fox, who was a member of the church,
Yeah.
wrote this book called Fox's Book of Martyrs.
Okay.
Sorry, I got a frog in my throat.
It's
which
okay.
is kind of a funny name for a book.
It is.
But what it does is it lists all the people who were executed during this time and who they were and what their lives were like, because though he was a Catholic, he didn't think that these people should be killed because they believed in the same God, right? So he was a good guy,
Yeah.
right?
By the way, to answer your question, yes, this does count as Catholics versus Anglicans on your bingo card.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So there's this great story where, so John Fox says that this woman whose name is just Joan of Kent.
Joan of Kent.
I'm Sarah of Bloomington, apparently. I don't know. Joan of Kent She's been labeled a heretic, and she's gonna burn, right?
Burn her.
And so he goes
She's a witch. No,
he goes to
heretic.
this royal chaplain, John Rogers, and says, John, we're both men of the cloth. I don't think this is right. This shouldn't happen. Joan shouldn't get burned, right?
Okay.
But Rogers refuses to help.
Yes.
His reasoning is that he claims, and I quote,
Okay.
the method of execution was sufficiently mild for a crime as grave as heresy.
And this is burning at the stake?
Burning to death is sufficiently mild.
No.
So he won't help, right? So Joan of Kent gets burned, right? But then later, Mary decides that John Rogers is a heretic and he gets burned. Meanwhile, Fox is like, I'll just go write my book of martyrs. Do.
That apparently Pi read in high school. That's an interesting high school.
Wow. I don't know about reading that. That doesn't sound like fun. But I was like, wow, there is justice in the world. That's a comeuppance, isn't it?
Yeah, that's definitely comeuppance.
I could find no evidence that cutting off people's toes was ever part of that that reign of terror there. Now, they did hold people's feet over fire, so they would slowly burn.
See, I think that's a Lisa thing to symbolize to us that he doesn't know whether or not it's the real Sicily.
Right.
I think that's a nod from Lisa to the viewer that says, we all know that a missing toe like that's not really a symbol.
Well, and you'd have to come up with some kind of torture that would leave a sign on the skeleton, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if your feet were burned really badly, there's not going to be any evidence of that on your bones.
Yeah.
There had to be something done to their bones.
Exactly.
And poor old me and my awful internet history, my God. I went looking to find out
if I disappear, folks.
No, they're going to come get me. I'm going to disappear for the sites I have to look at for this show. So I went looking to see if removing people's toes was ever part of torture, even in like the Spanish Inquisition. I went way back, right?
Yep.
And I wound up, oh my God, it's so bad. I wound up on foottalk.blogspot.com.
Oh, baby.
And read the whole history of foot torture.
Oh.
And I won't expose you to that, but I will expose you to the one sentence description of this site.
Okay. This will not appear in the show notes.
This is how the author of the site describes himself and his site.
Okay.
A flaneur, which means like an idle person.
Yes.
And pedal savant, dedicated to inform and entertain those fascinated by feet and shoes. Read this blog and you will never trust yourself alone with a pair of shoes again.
Wow. Now, okay, I come
Killer shoes?
I do understand. Like Toronto has a badass shoe museum. Like there's a whole museum about shoes.
I know. People who study fashion.
It's an interesting topic for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But wow. Ooh.
No. I will also warn you not to Google Rose and Chalice, because there is a weird place in LA. Now everybody's going to go looking for it. There's this weird place in LA. The front of the website is a black building with no signs, no nothing.
Is this like this place in Toronto that I sent you to the other day?
No, it's weirder than that.
Oh, it's weirder than that?
Because the place in Toronto at least says like, hey, we've got hot tubs and people do stuff in the hot tubs, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're pretty transparent about what they are. The Rose and Chalice in LA is an absolute mystery. You don't know anything about what they do unless you become a member.
Awesome.
But they have, quote, events. I don't know what those are.
Wow.
It's weird. It's really weird. Now everybody's going to be looking at it. That site's going to get so much traffic now. It's no, thank you. I don't want to know anything more about that.
And the Rose and Chalice, I would say, is an aptly named pub.
Yes. And I will tell you that in the list of martyrs that Fox made for his book, there is a woman named Cicely.
Oh.
But her last name is Orms.
Orms.
She was the wife of Edmund Orms, a worsted weaver.
A worsted weaver?
And she was burnt in September of 1557 as a heretic. So maybe that's where the first name comes from. Because I wasn't even sure if Sicily was a name back then. I didn't know, but apparently it was.
All I can think of is Cicely Tyson, and that's a completely different thing.
Very different person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Reverend Peter Corby, and Christopher Corby, the antiquarian, are brothers.
Yes.
And you have to assume that Christopher is the older brother, which is why he has this life of leisure. He lives in this big house. He's got all of his stuff, his research, all that stuff, while Peter is a reverend.
He's totally the guy with the red lines going.
Oh, with the string.
Speaking of, at the dig site, I did notice they have a map of Northern Europe. Why would you have a map of Northern Europe on the dig site?
It's like having a globe on the dig site. Where are we again? I think we're right about there, I think. Yeah.
Like if they had talked about pilgrims or pilgrimages or something like that, maybe there's a reason to have that map, but no other reason.
We have yet to mention one character in this episode who I think is incredibly important.
Okay.
Hannah Dewsborough.
Okay. So
Hannah is a superwoman.
I have to talk about this. that I kind of get Valerie and Hannah mixed up.
Okay, Valerie runs the pub, Hannah runs the farm.
Yeah.
Hannah has a gun. That's the difference.
And Valerie has no bottom lip.
No.
Just
Hannah is a one-woman force of nature. She runs a dairy farm
by herself,
as well as some kind of grain farm alone, apparently.
Yeah, you don't need anybody else.
She's got a dog and a shotgun.
Yeah,
and she makes it happen.
She carries that shotgun all over the place.
Yeah, after she brings the detectorists back to the campsite, she's like,
should have been Toby in the other
I know,
guy.
I know, from the show. She's like, of course I have a license for this, and I usually keep it locked up. Then Hannah, why is it over your arm for the rest of the episode?
The whole time.
All the time.
Yeah.
She's like making tea, carrying her gun, getting dressed, carrying her gun, petting the dog, carrying her gun. I mean, driving along, carrying her gun. She's always got it.
Yeah.
Because these yahoos keep, creeping onto her farm to detect.
Well, with the no security.
It's hard to secure a farm. A big farm like that, there's always going to be gaps.
You can secure a dig site at the very least.
Well, yeah. And then there's Dexter.
Yes.
The fake.
So Dexter is the boyfriend of Zoe, her current kind of dig boyfriend, right? But when Penny interviews him, she knows right away
that he's not who he says he is.
Who he says he is. Which this episode came out when? Like 2014?
Yeah.
You'd
Google him.
There is no way that you could have pretended to be somebody else.
This falls into the bucket of that's not how archaeology works.
Yes.
Right? It would be a team of people, mostly grad students. They would all come from the same university, probably, or maybe a partner university. You would not be taking applications from some random archaeologist nobody had ever met who's not a grad student or anything else and letting them come onto the site. Yeah. But since Penny's the killer, she's like, hey, here's somebody pretending to be somebody they're not. I can take advantage of that. I can blackmail him later or manipulate him later. Yeah. But he's cute, so he'll distract Zoe so I can get away with stuff.
Yeah, so Dexter's working at the dig late at night, supposedly dating finds. He wouldn't be very good at that.
No, because he doesn't know what he's doing.
And Noah ransacks the place in like 2 seconds.
He's super fast.
He's super fast. Noah is the Flash because Dexter goes outside to look around and comes back in, and the entire place is wrecked.
Did you notice how much furniture they've got in that tent?
Oh my gosh!
Like big oak desks and oak map cabinets and
then I was obsessed about the map.
And then later Penny's like, "Oh, I'll pack it all up. It's okay."
Yeah.
Like, are you magic?
Yeah.
You're going to pack up big furniture all by yourself?
Yeah.
I don't know how that's supposed to work.
Yeah, she was going to take off. And then there's the weirdest church meeting. So there's a meeting that happens, and it's between... Who is at this meeting? Let me see again.
Stacia, yes, his sweater does say the dude abides.
Yes.
It's a Christmas dude abides.
So Valerie is at the meeting.
Yes.
And Peter is at the meeting.
Rhiannon and Bartholomew.
Rhiannon and Bartholomew.
Who's the curate.
Who are, they're involved. Mm-hmm. It is the weirdest meeting because there are balloons in the background. Why on Sicily Day do we burn furniture and have balloons?
I don't know. I don't understand this festival at all.
It is a weird fate.
I don't get it.
And not many people show up.
No. It's like just people from the village.
Yeah.
There's no sign that like a lot of people flock to Midsummer Sicily just for this event. Like it's like the biggest day of the year. It's where they make all their money and nobody shows up.
Yeah. And we have problems about the day, but we'll get to the day. When they do the autopsy for Zoe, okay? She's lying on the slab. They're shooting from below her head up into like Cam and Barnaby's faces. Her hair does not move.
No, why would it?
I don't think it's a real person.
Oh, like maybe she couldn't be there for that scene, and so they put a dummy in a wig there?
I think there's a dummy in a wig.
Yeah.
Because
it's a weird angle to shoot that shot from.
It's a weird angle, and you try to sit there for 10 seconds and not have your hair move when you have hair like Zoe's, right? It would be nearly impossible.
Everybody always worries about breathing and blinking, and you're like, my hair moves autonomously from me. It does what it wants. Like if her hair did move, who cares? It's a breeze.
Yeah,
It's not like she's got tentacles that are.
I just think if it was a living person pretending
they would have shot
to be
it from a different
body,
angle. Yeah,
they would have shot it from a different angle, and the hair might have moved because it's so prevalent in the light.
Wig hair doesn't move.
No, but if she moved, then the hair would move.
I guess. Yes.
Oh. Looney Tunes.
I'm just saying. I don't know. You focused in on it. I'm just pointing it out. Here I go ruffling papers. Okay.
Penny says this is her dream project. Well, yeah, because you've waited. Okay, so Penny did her dissertation on this, where we're gonna be give her a gift of saying about halfway through her dissertation, she probably figured out that the horde was real and it was her family.
I think she did the dissertation on the Milsons because she knew they were her family, but she thought the horde wasn't real until she did her research. And I think she even says that she learned from Christopher's research about the horde.
Yeah.
Perhaps being a real thing.
She has been working on this plan a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. I got to think that she was key in getting some funding to do this dig.
And I also don't think I don't think there's a specific enough inciting incident here, because like Zoe they find Sicily. That's an inciting incident. But I would have think that Zoe would have pissed her off long before this.
Yeah, she must be incredibly patient.
Yeah.
To wait till that moment.
And then she does nothing but show impatience after that.
Well, now she's got it.
Yeah.
So now it's on. When they uncover the bones at the beginning, when Penny uncovers them and she says, I think I found her, Zoe jumps into the pit and physically shoves her out of the way.
Yeah. I noticed that.
I looked back at that scene to see if Penny gave anything away on her face, and she doesn't.
Penny, well, okay. So Penny's, the woman who plays Penny is a great actress.
Yes.
There's another scene where she has her body language that is perfect for somebody who she's pretending to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Her name's Julia Sawalha.
Yes.
I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce her last name. So Zoe's dead, right?
Yep.
Then Alex, her jerk husband, has shown up. They sleep in separate rooms. She's filed for divorce. But he's basically just going to swoop in, take credit for everything, and just like own the project, finish her book, take all the credit.
Because
right?
supposedly she gives him ideas for the book. He writes the books, and then she finishes them. And Mrs. Barnaby kind of implies that too.
Yeah, that maybe Zoe wasn't the expert that she pretended to be.
Yes.
But she was the face of the work that they did, right? So Alex does what people in horror movies do. Yeah, I know somebody's just been murdered. but I'll take a phone call and agree to meet somebody at night in a dark graveyard. Nothing bad will happen to me.
Okay. I have this from my notes. Okay. If anyone ever calls you and says, let's meet in the church graveyard, do not go.
No. If Penny wants to talk to Alex on the down low, say, come to my hotel room.
Yeah.
Come to the pub. We'll sit over in the corner.
Yeah.
Where nobody can hear us.
No. We have to do this in the graveyard.
Let's,
it would be best if you lied on a gravestone too.
Yeah. Man, that was another bad search. I'm not even going to give you any details, but I looked to see if anybody had ever actually been crushed by a gravestone. And everybody I could find was under the age of 10. And there's a lot of them.
Oh.
It's really unfortunate.
That's Sadie McSatterton.
Yeah. If you make gravestones, can you secure them a little bit better, please?
Yes.
Because, wow. But this one has some winky language on it.
Okay, so he gets he's on his phone. He gets chloroformed, and then he's knocked out. He's on sort of a flat stone,
Right.
and then the weirdest headstone ever gets pushed onto him.
It says, the body of Thomas blank.
It says,
like-
under this stone lieth.
Right.
That's
Under
it.
the stone lieth, the body of Thomas. And then the last name appears to be like weathered away, right?
Yeah.
Late of this parish, gent who died may be 2D.
Yes.
That's what it says.
That's what it says.
Well, Thomas has got more work to do.
And
He's got to squash Alex.
So it's clearly not a real piece of stone.
It looks better than Sicily's
It
stone.
looks better than Sicily's stone.
Yeah.
Sicily's stone looks like it's carved out of ivory or something.
Plastic.
Okay. So this whammo, it goes on top of him. Clearly could kill him.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
If it falls on his chest.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you wouldn't be able to breathe.
And there's an amount of blood. Unlike last week when the giant ball fell on the bell ringer and there was no blood.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a little bit of blood. But what I want you to do, okay, so that scene of the crime, there is the whole discussion going on about what the murder happened and who it is and all that stuff, right? But there are two guys with a winch lifting that stone off of him,
Yeah.
right? And
the
they got
ropes.
chains and ropes and everything. They are doing some of the best pantomime work I have ever seen because they're like lifting that stone like it's 400 pounds.
Heavy. This is super heavy.
And they are
Wink,
doing
wink.
a great job.
so heavy.
Yep.
They did a good job.
Yeah.
If you're out there, people who played those background extra parts, good job.
I was at choir practice until 10, not stooping my girlfriend that you find out in like 2 minutes.
Oh, Bartholomew.
Yes. Oh, Bart.
First of all, go by Bart.
Yes.
Bartholomew is too much of a mouthful.
Yes.
And second of all, don't be the biggest jerk in the village. I mean, he leads Rhiannon on big time.
Yes, he does. And like, poor Rhiannon shows up at the church with her bags packed. She's done it.
Yeah, she's left her husband.
And he's like, I love all my parishioners.
You said you loved me. Yeah, I love everybody who
I
comes
love
to church.
everybody.
I'm thinking about running away with Valerie for fun.
If I was her, I would have kicked that reverend in the balls.
Oh my
right
gosh,
there.
I would have done something to him. Like, now you're telling me? Now. Okay. You got what you wanted.
Yes, Stacia. The two guys doing the thing with the pantomime is a mom, I got a part.
Absolutely. Yeah, but there's more moms I got a part in this episode.
Oh, there are? Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
good.
yes.
Yes, there is. There is.
So then Christopher's house gets broken into and all of his research is stolen.
Yes.
This is why, kids, we back up research.
Yes.
Put it in a Google Doc, okay? Store it in the cloud. Don't worry about it. Scan everything. It's okay.
It's 2014. They barely had television at this. Really, electricity.
Really. You know, I mean, who can be asked? But all of this stuff is gone. He's like, I don't care. I don't care because I'm right. I'm going to get that hoard and that's going to be the end of it anyway. So it's fine. And then the backhoe goes into action again and tears up Sicily's monument,
Yes.
which nobody notices happen. It's like right
in the
on
middle
the
of
edge
town.
of the village green,
That would have made so much noise.
separated only by some bushes from like a house.
At the very least, the sound of plastic breaking.
Never mind that they drove the backhoe all the way from Hannah's farm, like across 2 fields,
Yeah.
and then had to slowly drive away back across those 2 fields. Like that would take forever.
And the best is, I'm a country kid. You would have to go to the gate and get out and open the gate and drive
and then
through
close
and then
the gate.
shut the gate
Yeah.
again because God forbid the cows got out.
And does Hannah leave the keys in her backhoe too?
I guess
no,
so.
she wouldn't do that.
would not do
She would have booby trapped that thing.
Yeah.
You try to drive it, cockaboo.
I have in my notes, why do they need a map of Northern Europe? This is the worst dig ever.
So that's when we know that the silver was stolen and that there's bloody clothes in the pit.
And you said that the wood that the monument's made out of is weird.
No, it's the wood and the fire.
The wood in the fire.
And Sicily's pyre, that's weird.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay. Because now it's Sicily Day,
Yes.
right? And he is so pissed. The Reverend is so pissed. And he's so at the back of the line.
He's Pissy Peter?
He's like
Or
at the
Bartholomew.
front of the line, and then he's at the back of the line.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's a procession of mostly women, too.
Yeah, it is.
There are some men, but it's almost all women. And I don't know where they're going or why they're going there. I mean, I guess they're going from the church to the monument.
Which is 10 feet away.
That nobody has noticed is like demolished.
If I'm an old lady. I'm driving to this place to go celebrate Sicily Day.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm going to drive by the monument on the way to the church so I can like see it, you know? This is where I'm looking to go.
Yep.
And I would have noticed then.
Because you would have driven into the village and seen the Midsummer Sicily sign, which is right next to the monument, and went, wait a minute. What's that pile of foam over there?
Yeah.
Monica's absolutely right. All they had to do was go to the nearest house and go, hey, did you hear anything? Maybe it's like super stealth digger. Hannah's got super silent digger.
No, it makes noises in the episode.
It's got big headlights and everything. Oh, well. You know, people are naive. They just assume that, you know, we don't even lock our doors here. It's okay.
No.
I hear a backhoe and I just think somebody's doing some gardening.
Gardening. Something.
Jared gets a creepy note and a candlestick in the Silence of the Lambs pub basement I've ever seen.
Okay, let's finish Sicily Day.
Well, but this happens before they light the pyre. As he goes down and gets the candlestick and the bad note in the basement.
No, right before that is Sicily Day.
Not in my notes.
Okay.
Do you want to argue about it?
No, we're not going to argue.
He gets the note that says, I know what you've done.
Yes. And here's a fine piece of silver to show.
But the basement in the pub,
Yeah.
it's like caged with chicken wire?
Yeah, there's like totally a girl in there.
I don't understand why it's like that.
Yeah.
The door to the basement is like behind the bar. It's not like they could secure it easily.
Yep.
Right? To not let anybody down to mess with the kegs or whatever. But it's like a cage in a basement.
It's where they keep the barkeeps.
I guess. I don't know. And then we have the rest of Sicily Day. So Christopher Peter says, I'm not going to let this bother us. We're going to go on with the day.
Yep.
And they go on to the fire.
Yes.
Which apparently is random junk from people's houses.
Yeah, so we have a picture of the fire. I have named it in my notes Weird Logs. So
It puts the lotion on its skin.
So in this picture of logs, we see clear metal logs.
They look like metal logs.
And they're exactly the same.
They're identical to one another.
Yep.
And maybe they make like pyre frames that make it easier to make a stack
Maybe.
that start with metal to keep it together and won't burn.
Would they not know his notes were in there too?
I think
he
they would have
runs up-
noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The brother runs up and is like, you burnt my notes.
Like you can see the manila files hanging out the side. Oh, somebody just had some paperwork they wanted to burn. No
I'm
problem.
such a horrible person. My first thought is, I'm sorry, teacher. I couldn't do my homework. My brother burned it on a pyre.
Yeah. My entire dissertation is gone. Who is the dude with the torch?
Yeah. Okay. We go back to the weird log
Standing
picture.
next to Peter.
Yeah.
This is Mom, I got a part.
Yeah.
Because this guy's like, yep, I'm here.
I'm here.
I have the torch.
It's totally Mom.
I'm on camera this whole time.
Mom, I got a part.
Why doesn't Bartholomew hold the torch?
He's too busy making googly eyes with Rihanna because they're still at this point. And she does the thing that like dooms any relationship in Midsummer. She's like, this time next year, we'll be here together.
No, you won't.
Maybe as
One of you will die.
husband and wife.
No, you won't.
No.
And he's
not
like,
happening.
yeah, whatever. Yeah. It's just, then my favorite murder of the episode happens.
Okay.
Christopher and the Spear of Destiny. So Penny tiptoes into his house, grabs a big spear off the wall because, you know, when you have decorative spears, you just lean them against the wall or whatever, takes it down.
And puts on the stab cam.
Yep.
Right? Because
Creeps up the creaky stairs. He's sitting there in his chair gloating. I'm so cool. I'm going to get all the money. I'm going to sell all that stuff. And she must like start at the other end of the house.
she's not a
She's
big
running.
woman.
Across the landing. Through the door.
Not making any noise.
All the way through him, the
Yep.
chair, out the front.
And
Not-
this is bloody for Midsummer.
Not only does the blade go through him, it's up to the haft.
Yeah.
Like the entire head of the spear comes out the front of him.
He is really killed by the spear
Handle.
handle.
Yeah. Like she must have had a running start.
Well, and
I'm sorry.
I hate to bring reality into this. First of all, he would have been pushed forward
Yeah.
into the chair.
Yeah.
Right? Into the desk. And second of all, he would have convulsed if that
Ooh,
happened.
I'm glad we didn't see that.
Yeah,
That's
like
worse than that foot sight I had to look at.
if bingo. If that happened to you, your body would convulse.
It depends. If it went right through your heart, you'd just die.
And so now she puts a little X where his heart is on the chair, right? Because she's got to aim right? So she's
It's
there.
hard to do that when
She's
you're at a
there.
distance.
And here I'm doing action cam. She runs across the whole entire county, which is like, oh, I can't hear anything because,
No.
you know, they couldn't hear the digger.
And it goes right through him.
Yeah.
And I think she's in Hulk mode
Yes.
because she's at the base of the stairs, and she's excited to tell him the news. And then she hears him on the phone talking about how he just wants all the money, and she gets
so instantly wants to kill him.
gets so enraged that she grabs the spear and gets super strong and just skewers him. Wow.
In the reenactment, the spear barely goes into the chair.
Yeah. Well, maybe she pushed it a little bit more later. Like, I didn't go all the way through. I got to shove it again.
And the horse you rode in on.
Hold still, Christopher. I got to, maybe a mallet or something. And whack it a little bit. She gets it through eventually.
Yep.
He gets found by his cleaner.
Yeah. We're missing Mrs. Bundy here.
I just think that somebody ought to recognize the fact that cleaners in Midsummer are traumatized people.
Yes.
There should be like a support group for people who clean houses in Midsummer.
It
'Cause
just
every
was
one
like
of
a
them-
regular old day, and I went into the house, and there was a head and blood everywhere.
Yeah. Or doesn't a cleaner find the guy in Written in Blood who's naked on the floor?
Yep.
Who they later find out he was a cross-dresser. That's why he's naked. That's a cleaner. I mean, I think I could think of at least 6 bodies that have been discovered by cleaners.
Yeah.
Your glasses are all wonky now. There you go.
Especially early on in the episodes.
They should have like a little support group where they get together and
Midsummer Cleaners Support Group.
yeah, give each other emotional support.
I was also walking my dog. Too bad you're not a cleaner.
Yeah. So now Penny's like, well, everybody's dead. Let's pack up the stuff. I'll take it to Exeter. I'll keep it safe. It's fine. It's
Why
okay
did
with
she
me.
not take off with the stuff long before this?
She could have left immediately.
Yep.
She could have stabbed Christopher and been like, well, I guess it's time for me to go, and left in the middle of the night. Done, gone, right? But then we couldn't get the awesome showdown. So I'm kind of glad she didn't just leave.
So there's another mom I got to park. Did you notice the guy in the autopsy room buffing the table?
Yes. He's getting it real clean.
I'm going to buff this table here.
Back when George was the coroner, there was a guy who did that too.
Yep.
He was constantly like wiping tiny blood spots off of a metal table.
Okay, I have a question, and this is it's not a racist question, but it's a mildly nationalistic question.
Okay.
Could you find a bat in England?
A baseball bat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could.
You'd have to want to.
Yeah.
But I think if you went to a sporting goods store of decent size, you could get one. Yeah.
I was like, oh.
A cricket bat would probably be easier to find, but
Yeah.
I don't think a baseball bat would be difficult.
I would think I don't know why he has a real bat here. And I love how he's like, oh, we just came to talk. Dude,
With
I
a
have
bat.
a bat.
Yeah.
I'm not here to talk. I'm here to brain you.
He's got a baseball bat, and Noah's got his bloody shirt.
Yeah.
I know what you did, Jared.
It's like, I have this bloody shirt. Well, how much is it worth? Me swinging this bat against your head? Like, why is it even a discussion?
Well, Jared's been paying Noah to scare the archaeologists.
Yeah.
I didn't know Jared had so much money.
Apparently he does.
Why didn't he do it himself?
Don't know.
Like, he's trying to cover his own crime.
Yeah.
That's why he wants Noah to scare them off. Do it yourself. Then you don't have a middleman you got to worry
If
about.
only he'd sold that silver, he'd have more money.
Apparently, the former vicar was mean to Valerie, so Jared whacked him with a candlestick or whatever.
In the library. In the vicary.
Yeah. It was Jared in the chapel with a candlestick.
That's a Cluedo reference for
Or Clue if you're
Yes.
American.
Yeah.
Then we get to go back to the cop shop, and we get the best Mom, I got a part
Oh
of
my
the episode.
gosh. They appear earlier, but they definitely star at this point.
Put this picture up, baby cakes.
Okay.
These two junior detectives are hard at work in the background. And I can only assume this is an incident room for this case because there's several big boards up, and it's all evidence from this case.
Never mind the security of the dig. The security of the cop shop's not the best either.
So these two people in the background, this man and this woman, are working hard to figure something out in all the pictures that are up on this board. There's a picture of the dig.
Yep.
There's a picture of, there's a map.
She has her hand right on it. She's doing some physical acting.
They both refer to a printout and
Yep.
then point at something on the board.
Yep.
They're conferring. Oh yes. Yeah. They're really going watermelon, watermelon. Oh, watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. Right?
And those windows at the cop shop are the least cop shop windows ever.
Yeah. I just think it's fun that, I mean, Barnaby is constantly telling Nelson and all the other sergeants, go do this, do this, do this. Things that would take hours.
Yeah.
These two people, they do all that work.
They do all
Those
of it.
two do all of it.
They're working on this case, and we never know their names.
They canvass the neighborhoods. They're making all the phone calls. They're doing all the background searches. They're doing their credit checks, banking records, phone records. Those two, I think they do all of it. I give
And
them big
actually,
credit.
now that I see it, the man is wearing jeans.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's casual cop.
Casual cop and lady cop.
I think Lady Cop is a bit sexist. She's not. They don't use WPC anymore.
Okay.
She's bun cop.
Bun cop.
She's got a bun, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has no hair, but jeans.
So then Kim is like, sure, Barnaby, I'll go to the church and look at that set of bones. Bad idea. She's just doing her job.
Yeah.
And Bartholomew's like, of course, I'll show you right where they are, because he wants them to be exposed as a fake.
Absolutely.
Here they are, and leaves her down there alone. She's got her little recorder.
After he's the worst boyfriend in the world.
Oh my gosh. That was
I love all my flock.
You said you loved me. I love my whole flock. I even love Valerie. And she's weird.
So then we have a weird sequence of events because everybody who's guilty now is in panic mode.
Right.
So the priest, the Reverend, uses an axe on the side of the building to lure Penny into
the side
portable,
office. Yeah.
into the portable. Then he locks her in there because he's going to steal the bones.
He takes off in the Volvo.
He takes off in the Volvo to steal.
There's a bingo for you.
There's a bingo for you. To get the
He wants to swap the bones out.
he wants to swap the bones out, which you would instantly recognize.
Oh, yeah.
Like Valerie would be like, these bones don't look like the way they used to look.
They're a completely different color.
Yeah. I thought
there's a British
Cam was going to be like, this skeleton's male.
Yeah. There's a British Baseball Federation. So.
Well, apparently,
says Aussie.
Lost in Paradise is Death in Paradise is a member.
Yep. So no problem getting a baseball bat.
So she says, so then we have this weird misdirect because we think that it's Dexter that's done it. Mm-hmm. Right?
Because he's taken off with the silver because he's just a Nighthawk.
Yeah.
He's not a killer.
He's like, yeah, I'm going to get everything I can out of this and then leave.
Yeah, like I'm a skeezy thief, but I'm not a killer.
No.
So he gets arrested with the altar set. And that's when they know, oh, it's actually Penny.
It's on in Cryptown.
Yes. We got to go. Cam's with the body. We got to go.
So in the crypt is Cam. Mm-hmm. And then Peter comes in.
Right.
Saying, what are you doing?
Yeah, you shouldn't be down here. I don't want you to see me swapping these bones out.
And then Penny comes in. And then Barnaby and Charlie show up. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there are 5 people there. Mm-hmm. Okay. In some miraculous situation, Penny has brought something to aid with I guess attacking Cam.
I don't know what she has as a weapon.
Yeah. So we have the weapon.
It's like a scalpel, kind of, with a big taped up handle and like a piece of strap on the end of it.
Yeah.
When it falls, you get a good look at it. I don't know what it's supposed to be.
I don't know what it is.
But my favorite part of that scene is that, so Penny puts the knife to Cam's neck, right? And Nelson starts creeping around the back.
He's creeping McCreeperson.
And Peter is creeping the other way.
Yeah.
Because initially he thinks he's in trouble, right? The cops are going to catch me because I stole the car and the bones and I was going to swap them out, and that's a lie or whatever. But when he sees Nelson creeping that way to save Cam, he's like, well, don't mind me. Do.
Yeah, he's totally taken off.
I'll just be on my way.
Yeah.
I'm out of here. But I don't know what that knife is that she's got. Maybe somebody else can recognize it as for what it is. Then, okay, so Cam's rescued. Okay. Then there's arrests. Peter is arrested for stealing Penny's car?
Yeah.
I guess.
If you're a criminal and your car gets stolen by somebody else, it's still a crime.
I don't think Penny's going to be pressing charges.
I don't think Grand Theft Auto becomes a charge thing that you have to charge people for.
Oh.
Unless she said, no, he borrowed my car.
I let him borrow it.
Yeah.
He was just bringing the bones over here for me. Now, Dexter gets arrested. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? He was taken off with something that didn't belong to him for sure. He was leaving the village with it.
But Noah also gets arrested.
And I don't know about that. I mean, I guess Noah wrecked the archaeologist's office to try to scare them. He had evidence that Jared hurt somebody and didn't give it straight to the police.
He is in possession of stolen property. He did destroy the monument, and he did ruin the office.
Oh, that's right. Jared's the one who destroyed the monument. Okay, he should.
Noah destroyed.
Noah, sorry, Noah. So he should get arrested. He
Yeah.
destroyed public property. Yeah, so he should get arrested.
So let's do best corpse, and then let's do after the show.
There's one more thing I want to
Okay,
point out, though,
okay.
that's in the episode that I
Okay.
think is probably the most dangerous thing that happens.
Okay.
At the very end, we're back at the tennis court,
Yeah.
right? Nelson and Cam are playing tennis again, and they are
Yes.
wearing their tennis whites.
Yes.
The Barnabys are sitting at a very nice little table outside a little cafe next to the tennis courts.
Yep. With the dog who still has not gone to the bathroom.
Sykes, who's still got his legs crossed. And did you notice what they're drinking?
They're drinking like wine with ice in it or something.
I think it's Pim's Punch.
Pim's. What is Pim's Punch?
You've never heard of Pim's?
I've heard of Pim's.
Pim's #1.
Yeah.
And they call it like a Pim's cup.
Yeah.
The reason I think it's Pim's and not like sangria is because of the stuff that's in it. So Pim's Punch has like slices of orange and lemon and strawberries and a little bit of mint, but the base is lemonade, and then Pim's.
Yeah.
I've tasted Pim's, but it's been a really long time. I don't know if anybody in the chat has tasted it, but I looked up what it tastes like, and I quote, "A strange hybrid of Jägermeister, apple juice, and iced tea."
Oh.
Which
Okay.
mixed with lemonade and some fruit might be okay.
Yeah.
Might be all right. But that's not what's so dangerous. They also have a bowl of strawberries.
They do.
Okay.
Yep.
Both of those things you do not eat if you are wearing white.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
The juice of a strawberry, one drop of that punch, ruined outfit.
Ruined outfit.
I mean, that's some dangerous drinking.
I think it's actually Cam playing tennis at the end where she's screwing up.
Yeah, well, then they show them full body,
Yeah.
at least going for a ball, at
Yeah.
least. Yeah. All right. You want to do best corpse?
Let's introduce the segment here. Hold on.
People will be so disappointed if they don't hear the sound effect. He's got it all. Nice corpse. There we go.
Yep.
It's not the same without it.
Yep.
So we've got Zoe,
Yep.
Christopher,
Christopher,
Alex.
Alex.
Who's best?
Okay, Alex under the stone is pretty good.
Come on, though. Christopher got impaled.
Christopher gets it paid.
And he had to sit there with half a spear prosthetic glued to his tummy.
Yeah, with blood. There's a lot of blood all over him and the desk and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm giving it to Christopher.
Yeah. I would agree. Now, after the credits.
Yeah. So
So-
Penny's going to jail, obviously.
Okay, first of all, Bartholomew is gone.
Yes.
He's like, goodbye.
He's going to
Screw
be
you.
looking for a different parish.
Dexter's going to jail, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Jared's going to jail, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Hannah.
No.
Well, I want to get to Hannah at the end.
Noah,
might go to jail.
maybe. He might just get a caution.
Rihanna and Noah's relationship is done.
Oh, yeah.
Is way.
She's going to say, you can keep the campground. I'm out of here.
Yeah.
She has no interest in running that place anyway. Then,
Penny goes to jail.
yes.
Valerie-
Valerie's got to run the pub alone.
Yeah, but and also Valerie has to be like, this thing that I entirely believed in for years.
I was wrong about.
I was completely wrong about.
Yeah. Do you think Peter stays?
He might. Maybe.
Well, then maybe they'll have each other for support. Peter and Valerie. They can be buddies.
Maybe.
And then Hannah.
But Hannah, okay, so as far as I know, the rules of when you find a bunch of stuff on your land, you have some agreement with the landowner of how to split that.
Yes.
So she has done nothing wrong.
No.
She may have roughed up those Nighthawks.
They can press charges
Yeah.
if they want to. They were trespassing, so she didn't hurt them.
And that horde, why is the horde in dirt, by the way?
I would think that it would be a good idea just to pick the whole thing up as one block and clean it and take it apart in
Maybe.
a lab setting.
Okay. She's not going to Exeter to the lab.
No.
So
So
she comes out on top.
So whoever funded the dig would have had to make a deal with Hannah to dig on her land, and the agreement would have been that they would share in the profit of something, right? Even with the portable antiquities scheme, if the government claimed it, they still have to pay you a fair market value, and they would have split that between the university and the landowner.
Yeah.
The archaeologist and the landowner.
Yeah.
So I would assume that when the court cases are over and that the hoard can actually be monetized in some way, that Hannah's going to get probably half of it.
I would think, at least.
It was found on her land. She owns it.
Yeah.
It's hers.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I would think that she would make out pretty well. They estimate it to be worth over $1 million, right?
At least $1 million.
So she's
for the
gonna-
necklace alone.
So she's going to get half of that. She's going to be all right.
Yeah. Oh, boy. So that's the episode.
Yes.
And now we have all the other stuff with her.
I know.
Oh, it's an extravaganza.
Are you ready for a quiz?
Yes. So what we would like you to do is get ready for a Midsummer trivia quiz. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is not a hard quiz. Okay.
If you watch the show, you should be able to get
If
the
you watch
questions
the show,
right.
you should be okay. But we don't want you to post the answers in the chat.
Not right away.
Yeah.
We're going to ask all the questions. So if you got a scrap piece of paper or something like that, you can jot your answer down to each question. And then we'll go through them again and see how many people got them right.
So please don't post the answers in the chat.
Right.
Okay? That's what we're asking.
Mark is going to pose the question in the chat while I read the questions.
Yes. Hold on.
So then
Let me
you
get
can,
that going here.
then you can jot down your answer on a scrap piece of paper.
Okay. Got the trivia quiz up here. Okay. So we'll just give you 15, 20 seconds to get your piece of paper.
Yep. Or
And this is by no means of our own design. And it's not
no.
It's not one of those crazy impossible quizzes.
no. I borrowed questions from lots and lots of places that I thought were fair questions that if you pay attention to the episodes, you can answer them. I just thought it would be fun to see how many we could all get right.
Yes. Because we all love the Midsummer.
So there are 15 questions.
Yes.
So jot down your answers as we go, and then we'll go through them again and see how many we got right. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, are you ready with question 1?
I am ready with question 1.
Question 1. In Sauce for the Goose, what is the sauce?
Oh. Braveheart didn't get bingo, by the way.
Question 2.
Hold on. I gotta copy.
I'm
them.
queuing you up here.
Okay. Question 2.
Question 2. What was Bantling Boy?
Okay. My copy didn't work. Question 2 has been posted.
Okay. Question 3. What was the first name of the murdered postman in Dark Autumn? And his first name is not Boob Grabber, though he is.
Yeah, he does grab the boob.
Okay. Question 4.
You spelled a word wrong in this question.
Oh, sorry. You ready for question 4?
Well, you spelt it the British way, so I'm assuming that you
Okay.
I corrected it.
Question number 4. What happened to Detective Sergeant Scott?
We'll also take creative answers for that.
Oh, yeah. If you got a fun answer, that's good too. You ready for number 5?
Hold on. Yes.
Number 5. What was the destroying angel?
I can't believe in that episode, if you recall, that episode of Midsummer Maniacs, we researched the mushroom conference that he went to.
Did you just give away the answer?
No.
Yes, you did. Worst quiz master ever.
You're not.
Ready for number 6?
Yep.
How did Honoria Lydiard die? She's one of my favorite characters in Midsummer.
She is. Yeah.
Number 7. What was the secret society at the Devington School? We should have quiz music here.
We should. I keep remembering about the funny parts that we talked about in these episodes.
Number 8. In Death of a Hollow Man, what play was being performed at the Corn Exchange? Which is the theater that's kind of the center of the episode, by the way. I'm not being tricksy, talking about the theater next door or anything.
No.
Okay. Number 9. In Picture of Innocence, who gets framed for the murders? Do, 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 do. Oh, damn it, I sang.
Yeah, you did. Bingo.
Number 10. What's the show called in France? What's Midsummer Murders called in France?
Oh.
In France. Number 11.
They've all gone quiet. They're all Googling.
I know they're writing down their answers and
They're
not
writing their-
sharing the answers prematurely in the chat.
They're doing a great job.
They're
of
doing
not
a great
sharing the
job.
answer.
Number 11. What nationality is Anna, the first victim in Strangler's Wood?
Eggs?
No eggs?
No eggs?
The cook. The housekeeper. No. Okay. All right. Number 12. What competition does Joyce Barnaby get to be a judge for? That's number 12. Ready
Yep.
for 13?
This is riveting
I know.
podcasting.
I know, but when we get to the answers, we'll have fun. Number 13.
Somebody said earlier that the missing 12 minutes of podcast will now become a conspiracy.
Yes. Number 13. What were the pot brownies called in Faithful Unto Death? I love when Tom eats them. He gets so happy, dances and walks on the little wall and everything. It's so cute. Number 14, our second to last question. Henry Cavill went on to play Superman and The Witcher. What was his character caught doing in Midsummer? He was so young.
He was.
He's handsome, though.
He is.
Mm-hmm. All right. And our very last question. Who was initially blamed for the murders in the incident at Cooper Hill?
Okay, you guys are fantastic. The fact that nobody blurted out answers
I
is
know.
just amazing.
I know. Okay. Are we ready to go through them?
Yeah.
All right. Now, you can say your answer, whether it's the real answer and you know you're right, or you've made one up that you think is good.
And I'll pay attention to
you
the
pay
chat.
attention to the chat. Okay.
Yep.
The first question. In Sauce for the Goose, what is the sauce? And we'll have a little bit of delay here with the chat.
Yeah, we're going to have a little delay on the chat here.
So this is the family who own the factory. This is where a guy named Dexter gets cooked.
Oh, by the way, I checked last week. The woman who kills everybody in the sculpture garden is also the same woman who kills everybody in Sword of Guillaume.
Oh, yes.
She's only been a killer.
Yes.
I don't know if she's the only person to have done that.
Yes.
Adultery.
That's the sauce. Relish. Danielle got it right.
Yes.
Do you want a little adultery on your turkey?
brown sauce? Oh.
Plumber's relish. That's very good. You know the name of it and everything.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Number 2.
Plummets.
What was Bantling Boy?
So this is the game. I always forget that this episode is the one with the video games.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're
Relishing adultery.
relishing adultery. So Bantling Boy is the name of something in that episode that's not the video game. Though we did list the name of the video game. I forget what it was, but
Bantling boy is a racehorse.
Yeah.
That's right. Jay Kern's got it first. Woo. All right,
well, we can't go first because people are all over the world, right?
Right.
Somebody said computer game, yeah.
Yeah. Number 3, what was the first name of the murdered postman in Dark Autumn?
So this is right at the cold opening. Ta-da-da-da-da. And then the killer runs up with the sickle and just wham!
I know.
Like, it's brutal. And Barnaby's like, he almost took his head off.
Oh, he's got his little boombox playing that creepy music in the dark.
Yeah.
And
the little girl finds him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that little girl, even though she's not a cleaner, she's allowed in the Midsummer cleaner.
She can get therapy there. Yep, David on special occasions or to his close friends, right? Yep. Dave to his close friends.
Yeah. Certainly that woman who gets boob grabbed.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, what is the mailman doing in England? Like, whoa.
I have a special delivery. Wah, wah. You know, I forget we're on video. I can go wah, wah, and everybody will get it. Yeah. I'm used to being on audio. Nobody can see. All right. So whatever happened to Detective Sergeant Scott? That's number 4.
So there's the official answer, and then there's the got sucked into the Twilight Zone, or didn't renew his contract, or thought he could go somewhere else, or it wasn't a right fit.
But in the show, what did they say happened to him?
Yeah.
We go quiet because we're waiting for the chat.
Waiting for the chat. He got sick.
Yes.
Oh, disappeared possibly.
I like that, Kimberly.
UFO abduction. Yes.
He got sick. He called in sick and just never showed up again. And nobody ever worries about, like, where did he go? What happened to him? Oh, he's gone now. It's done.
He went upstairs like the girl in Family Man.
Never came back down.
Well, or like Jimmy, Richie Cunningham's brother. He went off to college and never came back.
He's off hanging out with Betty. We'll never see him again. All right, number 5. What was the destroying angel? I think you already answered this one.
Yes. Oh.
Mushroom. You gave it away. You totally gave it away.
But that is such a great episode, except for the voice. What did we see? What did we see Punch and Judy on the other day? Oh, it was in Larkins.
Yeah, it was in Larkins.
Yeah.
That's the way you do it.
That's the way you do it. Ah!
Yeah, so the destroying angel is a mushroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a real mushroom.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
All right. So
personally, I think all mushrooms are disgusting.
You think they're all poisonous. Mushrooms can be good. Number 6. How did Honoria Lydiard die? Gosh, she's awesome. She's so crazy.
She is Looney McTooney.
She's like a cross between Norman Bates and his own mother.
Yeah.
In one person. She's awesome. How did she die?
But her sister successfully rolls a dexterity check.
Oh, yeah. She dodges.
Yeah. The first character in Midsummer to know how to duck.
She does.
Yes, fell out a window.
She flew out a window.
Yeah.
She dove at her sister-in-law, and her sister-in-law went, "No, you don't." Out the window.
Out the window. Defenestration. Oh, nocturnal druid with the name, with the proper name there.
Fancy words. All right, number 7. What was the secret society?
Propelled by her own insanity.
I like that. Number 7, what was the secret society at the Devington School? And the answer is not Big Spoon.
Big Spoon.
Man,
Spoon.
When he's trudging across the field and he's just got his big spoon. It's
like, okay, what's my motivation? Well, you're going to walk across this field with your big spoon to go kill him.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm coming with the big spoon.
Yeah.
And nobody can dodge the big spoon. You can see him coming from far away and it doesn't matter.
Yep.
The Pudding Club.
Spoon Club.
Spoon Club.
For bonus points, who plays spoons?
Oh, Jones?
Nope.
Troy.
Troy plays spoons.
Yeah. Troy can play spoons.
Yep.
That's right. He's got secret talents.
Yep. And a wedding ring in that episode.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay, number 8. in Death of a Hollow Man, what play was being performed at the Corn Exchange. I have to say, this death on stage is one of the most disturbing deaths in all of Midsummer for me.
Yeah.
It is so unbelievably possible.
CB Cat with There Is No Spoon. Matrix murders.
Yes. Like, just the idea that you would kill yourself, basically.
Yeah, he kills himself
And in front of
on
people.
accident.
Yeah.
And Joyce is so upset.
That is the
play that requires proper prop checking.
Yes. Yeah, it is Amadeus. You guys are right.
Yeah.
The thought of that just blows me away.
Yeah.
It's a very clever murder.
Yeah.
And so disturbing.
Absolutely.
All right, number 9. In Picture of Innocence, who's framed for the murders? Framed for the murders. I feel really sorry in this episode. But it's like some technology being leveraged there to frame somebody. It's the digital versus the analog. Remember? When you're a jet, you're a jet.
Walking down the street swinging our digital cameras.
Digital cameras. Gosh, that was so silly. We wear leather jackets and carried little digital cameras.
Tom
Barnaby. Oh my gosh, Joyce is legitimately upset. She's like, were you really kissing that woman? He's like, no, I wasn't. I've kissed lots of other ladies, but not that lady. Oops. Wasn't me.
Is she a psychiatrist who's involved in a case?
Yeah, really. Yeah. All right. Number 10. What's the show called in France? France. It has a different name. I couldn't.
And this is, I think, in Germany too, and most of Scandinavia is this.
I don't know. I
also.
couldn't find other dramatically different names than this one or Midsummer Murders to see what if they called it something anywhere else.
Also, if you want to list what it's called in your country, if it's not Midsummer Murders.
Yeah, if that's not what it's called, but I think it probably is for everybody. Barnaby? Inspector Barnaby. That's right.
Inspector Barnaby.
Yep, that's right. I don't know why.
I'm not sure either. Midsummer's a weird word, by the way. When we started, we got at least 2 questions a week. Like, how can you do an entire podcast on a movie called Midsummer? I'm like, because we're not doing.
That's Midsummer.
Yeah,
the disturbing movie. Blah.
Yeah, it's a sad, disturbing movie. Okay, that granted. And it's a great piece of art that deserves its own podcast, but not 109 episodes.
Oh, Inspector Barnaby.
Inspector Barnaby.
Or Criminal Commissar Barnaby.
Oh,
I like that.
Commissar Barnaby.
Speaking of Amadeus.
Yeah.
What's the connection
What?
between Der Kommissar and Amadeus?
Oh, because both Falco did Amadeus and Der Kommissar.
That's right. Falco songs.
Yep. I didn't know I was going to talk about Falco here.
You never know. What
If
we're
you don't know
gonna
who Falco is, go watch Amadeus. One of the greatest music videos.
Rock Me Amadeus.
Yep. One of the greatest music videos of all time.
Yeah, and you need your twirly mustache. You're right. Okay. And number 11. What nationality is Anna, the first victim in Strangler's Wood?
Eggs? No eggs. No, that's not her. Anna's the one who gets killed right
She was
away.
the model for the cigarette company.
Yeah.
She gets killed. But where is she from other than the wood? Those creepy boys.
Brazilian Falco.
Yes. I saw that Nocturnal Druid. He said Brazilian Falco, and then he's like, no, I answered 2 questions at once. Back up. She was Brazilian.
Brazilian.
Yeah.
That's that weird scene.
There's the commercial that she was in.
she's
She
in
like
that
walks into the
commercial.
bar.
Oh, that's a weird episode.
A lot of them are weird, honey. That's why we love it.
Yes.
All right, number 12. What competition does Joyce Barnaby get to be a judge for? She's involved in all kinds of things, but I can only remember her actually being a judge for one thing. And what was it? It's the epitome of midsummeriness, too.
Yes.
What she's a judge for. we'll see if anybody can get it right. I bet you they will. No problem.
They've done fantastic so far. So.
Oh, Nocturnal Druid, you have nothing to be sorry for. That was funny.
About.
We're all friends here.
We're all friends here.
So what was she a judge for? Perfect Village. That is right. Yep. Boy, it doesn't turn out to be the perfect village. That's in the episode called Judgment Day.
Yes.
You got it. All right, number 13. What were the pot brownies called in Faithful Unto Death? I love those old people. She's mutton dressed as lamb.
Yes, they're fantastic.
Would you like a dog of the hot variety?
Bunny and his monocle and his magnifying glass.
Yeah, but they're at the, like, it's like a medieval reenactment fair, and the couple flogging the hot dogs and hamburgers.
Yep.
A dog of the hot variety. Bunny cakes. Yes. You know, up in Canada, they could make some bunny cakes.
Yeah, they could.
Here in Indiana, those are illegal. No bunny cakes for us.
No.
All right, number 14. Henry Cavill went on to play Superman and The Witcher, but what was his character caught doing in Midsummer?
He's also in The Man from U.N.C.L.E., which I wish they made more of. He was really good in that. I liked it.
He's a good actor.
Yes.
I like Henry Cavill.
Yes.
But he's very young. Not Orlando Bloom young.
No.
But he's young in this episode.
He is.
And he has a run-in with the guy who plays the groundskeeper in Harry Potter.
Yes.
And there's a stuffed fox.
Yes.
Yeah, Kimberly's like,
bonging,
bing, bing, bing. Kimberly's like, I got all the bunny cakes I want. That's nice. Yep, we can.
Rumpy bumpy.
Yep. Ice sombreros.
Being a punk. Yeah, he should be.
Yes. And specifically, he's having sex with his best friend's mom.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. In a car in the woods.
But he gets it. He gets a bear trap on his leg, and he gets killed.
Yeah. All right. Last question. Who was initially blamed for the murders in the incident at Cooper Hill? This is a recent episode.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Rendlesham Forest. There's a hint.
Yes.
We'll see. Poaching? Yeah. You can call it poaching if you want to with a wink. You want to go poaching? Hey,
I didn't know he was in the Tudors, too.
He's been in a lot of things. He's a good actor.
He's busy. He's a busy guy.
He's busy.
He's also like a huge geek. Like
nerd. Yeah.
Yeah, he's total nerd, man.
Aliens! Yes, absolutely. They think that a UFO has kidnapped her. Well, the police never think that, but some other people think that. That is the end of the quiz. I wonder if anybody got 15 right. If you did,
good on you.
You are a maniac.
Yes.
Though, if you were in this live stream and you tried to answer, you're already qualified as a maniac, I think. You wouldn't be here if you weren't a maniac.
Death of Stall Coppers. We're going to get to that episode.
Yes. They're little policemen and they die.
Yes.
They're small coppers.
Small coppers.
All right. Are we ready?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to play the video here. Now, because of my setup, I'm unsure if the music's going to come through. It should come through. Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we're going to need somebody to confirm.
We're going to need you to confirm. Okay. Kimberly got 14 out of 15. Gold star.
All right.
Okay. If the video does not play the audio, I'm not going to fix it now. Okay. Mm-hmm. We're going to play the whole thing. It's 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I will post it. I'm going to post it today anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. You got 6, Monica? Oh, you need to be You need to be going through every one of these Maniac episodes.
So we're going to play it.
We're going to play it. And then while you're watching it, of course, sing along because it's fantastic.
It's to the Oh Christmas Tree.
Yes.
Or Oh Tannenbaum.
It's Oh Midsummer, Oh Midsummer.
Mm-hmm.
We originally tried to do another song.
We tried to do Baby It's Cold Outside as Baby It's Midsummer Outside.
Those tapes have been destroyed. They will never see the light of day.
That was in a key that we couldn't quite achieve.
No. It was a way, way
harder song.
way harder song than we realized. And then O Tannenbaum was much easier.
It's like, oh, Christmas tree. We can sing that one.
Yeah.
All
Okay.
right. Are you ready?
So we want you to sing along, but we also then we're going to come back for a few minutes after that and answer any questions you guys might have for us, because last time we had a bunch of questions and answer.
Yeah, we did a little
period.
Q&A at the
Yeah,
end.
so-
If you don't, that's fine too.
Yep.
But if there's anything you want to know, we're happy to answer questions.
Okay. So are you ready for the world premiere of, we're calling this Oh Midsummer?
As ready as I will ever be
Okay.
to know that people are going to hear us sing.
Okay. Your mic's going to be live
Okay.
while it's on, so we can't really talk.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, Midsummer, how deadly are thy villages. Oh, Midsummer, how deadly are thy villages. In Melon Bridge, hit by a log.
In Wyvern, eaten by a wild hog.
Oh, Midsummer, how deadly are thy villages. Oh, Midsummer, your murder rate is too high. Oh, Midsummer, your vicars fall from the sky. Your boats explode with lights so bright.
Jones as a nun stalks in the night.
Oh, Midsummer, a death just fell on that guy. Oh, Midsummer, how strange are all your cases. Oh, Midsummer, Nelson's the best at chases. Get shot while riding on an ass.
Or bludgeoned with a cricket bat.
Oh, Midsummer, your people are nutcases.
And so are the fans.
Happy holidays, Maniacs.
Happy holidays, Maniacs. I almost lost it when you said ass.
Okay, we're back.
It's over?
Yeah, it's over for us.
Okay.
So,
Did they hear the ass? It's weird because I can still see it playing,
Yep.
but we're done.
okay, now it's done.
All right.
Okay.
Happy holidays,
Happy
Maniacs.
holidays. I said ass.
You went ass.
Oh my gosh, to put that together this week was oof.
Wait a minute.
Oof.
Wait a minute. Yes, you edited it together, okay? Yes, but we decided not to do Baby It's Cold Outside. And the next morning, I wrote the whole song.
You wrote the whole song the next morning. And this was Tuesday.
And already had the clips ready for you to go
Yeah.
along with the lyrics. So I'm just saying, I know you did the editing, but
Yeah.
I had to write the lyrics really quickly. And you pulled it together. So if
Okay.
you want to stick around for Q&A, that's great. We'll stick around for a little while.
Yeah, we'll stick around for a few minutes
if
to
you
do
don't
some
want
Q&A.
to. Thank you so much for coming.
Happy holidays
Happy
to all of
holidays.
you people. You're all so fantastic.
Stay safe, stay healthy, stay away from the Omicron and the Delta.
Yeah, now make sure you get your jabs.
Yeah.
All 3 now.
Yeah, be healthy.
Absolutely. So let's have a look and see if there are any questions for us. Great team.
Yeah. I joke around that if you want to see if you should marry somebody, you should put together flat pack furniture together. And if you can do that without arguing, then you know that you can weather some roughness. You know, you'll get
Yes.
along. But writing a parody song and recording it and then editing down the video in less than 36 hours is a test too. And it was all good.
Okay, so we do definitely have some questions right away. What can you tell us about how the kids are doing?
They're all done with finals.
Yep.
Which is awesome. I wish I was. I've still got tons of grading to do.
I have no grading to do. I don't teach anymore, but yeah.
No, they're doing really, really well. Everybody survived the semester. And we're hoping that next semester they'll be, back on campus and in class. We'll see what the holiday brings and whether or not we have to quarantine or whatever, but all good. Making gingerbread houses, baking cookies, and making the house smell good when we're too busy to do those things.
My
for a
gosh,
couple of days.
pie. This is great. I can't wait for next year's.
Do we watch Die Hard on Christmas? I love that movie. It's such a great Christmas movie. You wouldn't think it would be.
It is one of my favorite Christmas movies.
Yeah. Oh, what are we going to do after? A lot of people ask us what we're going to do when we're done with Midsummer.
Yes. So next year's Christmas song won't be a Midsummer Christmas parody.
Don't know what it will be.
It'll be a mystery parody.
Yeah.
So we'll be transitioning to a mystery podcast.
Mystery Maniacs.
Yeah, it'll be
so
Mystery
we can cover
Maniacs.
more things.
Yeah.
And when we get close to that, we will certainly be asking for recommendations of what you want us to cover. And we probably won't do like all the episodes of a show. We'll pick and choose and do like a short series on something like a Father Brown. Like we'll do 3 or 4 weeks on Father Brown and then do, a few weeks on Poirot or something like that.
But when Midsummer returns, the Maniacs will return.
Yes.
And we will do a show like a traditional 1 episode to 1 episode situation of Midsummer Maniacs.
So somebody says that there's fewer reenactments at the ends of the episodes. And I think so too. And I don't have any reasoning for that. I don't know why these episodes have fewer reenactments, unless it's just because the murder methods become a bit crazier. And so it's harder to reenact how that works. Like in the episode with the bees, I mean, how do you, I mean, you just can't, but I'd be open to hearing other people's theories too. I love Foyle's War.
Yeah. Foyle is another guy that reminds me of my dad quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, someone asked about our best Christmas gifts because they were saying it's pretty dark where they are right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hoping things are going to make a turn for the good in the next couple of weeks. Hopefully that would be good. Best Christmas gifts. I got a leaf sweater from my wife. That was pretty good. I got a typewriter keyboard that was from somebody pretty good, but I did get a 500-year-old piece of paper.
Yeah.
That was printed.
Yeah.
I have a piece of paper that's
printed, as old as St. Sicily.
Yeah, it was printed in
very cool.
1485 in Germany, and
Yeah.
I have that piece of paper in the house.
Yeah,
right
it's
now,
really
so.
it's really awesome.
What about you?
I mean, there's all kinds of gifts, but I'm hoping this year to focus on things we can do together.
Yeah,
in the house and things
really,
at home.
our Christmas gift to us this year is Olive.
Yeah, that's true. Because man, she's cute, but we paid for every bit of that cuteness. They're pricey.
Yeah.
But she's awesome.
But she's so fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for all the nice comments that you're saying. Yes, I am
You're
a
a Leafs fan.
I am a Leafs fan. And not only am I a Leafs fan, I've committed the gravest child abuse thing of making my son also into a Leafs fan. So, because of that,
We're long-suffering, very loyal fans to a team. Yeah,
fans.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank all of you. We get letters all the time saying, you guys have helped us through a tough time, or, you make me happy when I listen and I need that right now. And we have to say the feeling is absolutely mutual. We've been really fortunate we've not gotten sick. We haven't lost anybody close to us over the last
No one
year
in
and
the
a half, 2
family's gotten
years.
sick, so we've been very lucky.
But, things have been stressful and tough, and I know a lot of people have had it worse, but I have to say that knowing that you guys are listening and the fun that we have interacting with you has been helpful to us too. So
Nancy Fuller is no longer a fan of the podcast.
Uh-oh. She left because you like the Leafs?
Montreal Canadiens.
Oh.
She's a Habs fan.
Some of us just don't even care about hockey. Just saying, I don't know. But thank you.
The other thing I want to say is, again, and I'm going to extend this into January, anything that gets purchased at the store in the months of December and January, we're going to give that money to Meals on Wheels.
Yep.
Because that's super good, and it's a super great charity. And oh my gosh, I love you both. You got me through my father's passing. This podcast has made the pandemic livable for us.
Yeah.
We were going along fine in this podcast, and then the pandemic happened, and we took a week off, I think, and then we came back and said, WTF?
Yeah.
And it just has been so important to me to get through this period.
Yeah.
It definitely, we thank you all from the bottom of our hearts. Absolutely.
And the crazier the world gets, the more divided, the more partisan, the more nasty people behave.
Yeah.
I always just remember that you guys are out there and that you're lovely people, and that not everybody, it's so easy to think that everybody is nasty, and it's just not true. It's not true.
We have yet to get anything in any way across all our social medias that's slightly nasty, except for what Nancy said about the Montreal Canadiens there. But other than that, everything has been total love.
Yes, absolutely.
So.
And hey, you guys give me a great excuse to spend a couple hours a week with my favorite person. So I'll take it.
Absolutely. Okay, Maniacs. It has been 2 hours and 10 minutes almost.
Have incredible holidays. Please get some rest. Enjoy the people that you love.
Take care of yourselves.
And we will be back on what date does our next episode release? The first episode
you
after
had to ask me that.
the holiday.
Now I have to look it up.
Now you have to look it up. Is it the 3rd or is it the 11th?
I think we're going to...
He's the keeper of the calendar.
Hold on. I think we're going to take next week off because it's Christmas. I don't really want to record on Christmas Day. And then but we will record on the 1st of January. So our next episode will be the 3rd of January.
Yes.
And then there'll be a newsletter out later that week.
All right. So until then, have great holidays.
Happy holidays to all of you.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Bye, Maniacs.
Bye, Maniacs.